Let's see, quick save, fallen to earth. Nice. I'm like at the docks or something. Holy Christ, it's hot. Drinking hot coffee probably doesn't help. I should really start icing it. It just fucking takes forever. Okay, so yeah. I was up here. The hell is this thing? Cave entrance. Let's go check out. I want to see the underbelly. That sounds fucking cool. I haven't been there yet. Whoa, check out these tables. I didn't notice that when I came through here. You guys got a cool name. Tarnach Hobbs. This man's brow is seased with worry. He avoids your gaze, his eyes fix on a point to your left and far away. His trembling, battered fingers pluck at the air. He stares through the chattered customers, the bar, and though he is utterly alone. As though. Stepping closer, you see a thick blue crease running down his throat into the depths of his heavy robes, and orderly rows of azure holes pierce his bony arms from elbow to wrist. Discord, he says as you approach. Scared melody, too many voices, hurts. His words stream out one by one in a subdued and continuous monotone, tumbling over each other as if in a blind rush to escape. Study the man. He does not meet your eyes as you step closer to examine him. I didn't say step closer. Instead, he winces as though your presence is somehow painful to him. You watch him move and track the twitching of his fingertips. You hear a low, vibrating whistle, though it is not coming from his mouth. What are you doing here? Wayfarers, bring me broken Numenera. I repair them for pay. I need eat, he cries, and you don't think you're the target of his anger. The wayfarers thank me, he says, swallowing. They do not know I have remade their Numenera. They do not know they will also be remade. And I also scan all will be remade when the choir awakens. Can you remake any of my Numenera? Instead of asking to see your belongings, he looks at you for the first time. His pupils are as dark as the space between the stars. No, he says after a long moment. His eyes flick back to whatever distant, terrible place has so captured his attention. You're wounded, a broken instrument. He has no use for you. What? Yeah, you didn't even look at my shit. How do you know? No, you are worthy, but broken. This time, he doesn't look at you. What are you staring at? The grand hall, the spiral pinned by broken columns, the invisible roof. He stops with a gasp, and a tear rolls down his dirty cheek. He tells me not to share our secrets with you. You are not of the choir. You are discord. A cold wind coils down from the rooftops, flickering at his tattered robes. Must not speak of Akar. Akar? What does that mean? Yay, being able to read thoughts. You may as well have slapped the man. White with shock, he doubles over, clutching at his chest. Beneath the man's agony, you sense otherworldly indignation and ageless despair, deep as oceans. Great Akar was once the mightiest of cities, and it will rise once more when the choir awakens. His gaze meets yours. The conductor will reward your curiosity and allow me to tell you what I have seen. You need only ask. Alright, I wish to know what you've seen. Before my becoming, I found a pit ringed by stone, deep in the Arvren wood. Broken pillars at the edges. I stepped inside, breathed a dusty air. He pauses, passing a shaking hand over his mouth. I was lost in the grand hall for days, decades, pillars twisting like hallways, spiraling, the ringing of bells, whirling chandeliers, listening to the song of the lost choir. I was an audience becoming an instrument. Finally I slept and woke here upon the heights. He took my voice, the man says, his eyes dull and distant. But my blood sings. I am becoming. I dream, and I remake Numenera for wayfarers, so they will become and dream as well, and together we will go into the forest, to the ring where the grand hall once stood, and rebuild. Ooh. Alright, enjoy Disney, buddy. Let's see. What do you think you're becoming? An instrument, he says, swaying. A doorway. Before, I remade Numenera, Now I wake and find devices the conductor has made for me. He is generous. Look, he says, smiling and pulling aside his robes to bare his bony chest. Countless devices are embedded in his flesh, looping bloodlessly in and out of his ribs, linked by tubes or wire to an opalescent sphere at the base of his throat. Ugh. My lower machinery hits. You study the blue crease, the subcutaneous cable leading up from the sphere into his skull. You suddenly recall seeing a similar device in your studies and understand what this one is meant to do. Soon this man will go to sleep and something will wake in his place, in his body. A doorway, indeed. What do you dream of? Proud Akar at its peak, he says, gaze locked on the distant ruins of the city. Instruments of metal and flesh ringing the balconies of the Grand Hall. The conductor, our air, breathing him in forever. That's fucking neat as hell, man. Leave me to the harmony. Yeah, so I got some more experience. They're at 47, okay. You see this stutter here when I change characters? That's kind of neat. They like do a little dance. Sylph. The fucking characters, man. Just make this world come alive, dude. I've been in, what, one fight in the game so far? 5 hours of playtime-ish? And I am totally happy with that. Like, you know, even if this were like just an interactive world or whatever with no gameplay, or like no fighting, I'd probably still like it. Chirurgical parlor? This person's yelling at me. Let's go see what they want. Finzen. Everything about this slender young man says thug, from his scar-slashed eyebrows to the calloused hand hovering over his hip where a dagger would hang, but he doesn't have one. Instead, flour cakes his hands, a single apron string hangs from his pocket. He is, apparently, a baker. Oh, thuggish baker, huh? Stand still, you shine, he says and peers over your shoulder. You follow his gaze to an armored soldier who is loitering in the public square. That Levy's been following me for days. Can't even stop for a piss without checking side to side. I haven't dealt with him. You're a tough guy. Tst, he says, waving his flour-caked hands, his eyes wide with panic. You don't deal with Levy. You don't even talk about it. He licks his lips. Besides, I don't do that kind of... I mean, I ain't done anything wrong. Alright, Scan Thought says, I've gone straight. They've got nothing on me because there ain't nothing to get. And it's worse than that, he says, wringing his hands. That's my Levy. What do you mean it's yours? I'm a citizen, he says, as if this explains it. When it becomes clear it hasn't, he groans. Every Levy is made from a citizen, he says. This one was made from me. Look, I can't explain why, but I know that one's mine. I feel it, right? And now it's coming for me. Made from you. Made from a citizen. Look, he won't leave me alone, right? I gave a year of my life to make him, and I thought that was that. Now I catch him standing in the street outside the bakery, whispering to himself, playing with the carving of his teeth graze his lips as he leans closer. He even tried to talk to me. Levies ain't supposed to know who they came from, right? They ain't supposed to know who you are. He wavers, gathering his courage. Could you talk to him? Find out what he wants? Okay, sure. He nods again toward the armored man who's standing a distance away in the public square. He's the only Levy in this district, so you can't miss him. Plus, he ain't smiling like all the others, and he's holding some charred wooden thing in his hand. You, need anything else? Yeah, how'd you create your Levy? Let's learn about this. Leno 100, what's up? I look like a scholar arch to you? All I know is where they told me to stand. His eyes rove past your face and snap back. Look, people who want to be, respectable in this town, they become citizens. The way you do that is to step into this Glass chamber. Takes a year out of your life, they say. I figure it squeezes that year into human shape. Don't know how. Wouldn't pay 2 shins to know. Huh. Interesting. What the hell does this tides change me, man? Yeah, let's go talk to this Levy. Oh, it's this fucking tormented one that I talked to earlier, man. Good to see you again, sir, the Levy says, still staring across the plaza. Tears roll silently down his cheek. Fenzin sent me to find out why you're following him. Yes, he says, the despair melting away. In a moment, he looks like a child with a child's desperate hope. He knows too, doesn't he? He sees what he did, what we did. Tears leak from his eyes, trailing down into his mouth as he continues. When the machine ripped the year from him to make me, I felt the choices unraveling before me. He hugs himself. I see them coming. None of it can be changed. Hey, what's up, Pwned, man? Tell him this. For me, the Gilliam Maynard job did happen. A servant caught him, called the Levies. They chased him, and he set a fire. His eyes squeezed shut. The fire spread through the neighborhood. People were trapped. People screamed. His hand clenches over the charred toy bird in his palms with a soft crunch. Please tell him I'm with him in the dark, hiding from the mobs, sobbing. Tell him to give me a different year, a better one. What kind of year do you want? A year without the blackened door, he says earnestly. Without the hand tangled in the grate, the weeping in the dark places. Silent tears stream down his face. He doesn't seem to be aware of them. Wails rising with the glowing ashes, my arms bound with ragged rope. Every time I'm there, in those last minutes, I try to apologize, but my mouth... His fingertips brush at his lips. My mouth is full of dirt and blood. Okay. Groans. Yo. Playing some Planescape, man. This game is amazing. Did you find anything? He asks, eyes darting around you to check on the distant Levy. I've spoken. He mentioned something about a Gilliam Manor job. He what? Fizzin says, going pale. Keep your voice down. You tell anyone about this? No? Good. He lowers his voice. I have to be, unspecific about this, understand? Before I became a citizen, I wasn't a nice person. I took things for money, and just a few weeks ago, certain people told me they wanted me to rob a Gilliam Manor. He grimaces, rubbing his cheeks. I was going to do it, but then I became a citizen, gave up a year of my life to create the levy. That levy. Maybe it's Levy. Something changed, he says, frowning. All of a sudden, I couldn't get the dangers out of my head. How thick the Levy patrols were, or how the captain herself was looking into, one of my older adventures. He plays with the apron strings hanging from his pocket. So I canceled the job and started working at my aunt's bakery. Never did the Gilliam job, and that's the truth. Alright, the Levy is seeing what would have happened if you did the job. He wants another year from you. Okay. Oh, I get it, he says, rolling his eyes. It's a shakedown. Give me a year, or I'll tell them what you did. Well, I ain't done anything. I never killed anyone, and I don't owe him nothing. But I can't keep handing out years like they're free. This is so fucking interesting, man. Based on what he says, it sounds like you becoming a citizen saved your life. And? That was my decision, not his. He groans. I'd go up to Government Square and tell the captain of Levy's that he's up to what he's up to, and if I had any way of explaining to it, hey, your Levy is following me around. I think it's because he's haunted by my criminal past. He started fresh. He should get the same crime. I could persuade him. Yeah, let's try and persuade him. Fuck it. I think these guys have pretty good. Yeah. We'll do a 90. Yo, yeah. Oh, for what? He says, exasperated. A couple bad dreams? I didn't do anything. He subsides, crossing his arms as if he's cold. All right. What did he see in this other future? I get caught, chased around maybe? You started a fire that killed a lot of people. How? How much is a lot? He says, rubbing his mouth with the back of his hand. He sees some of the truth in your eyes and sighs. Fine, he snaps. Fine. But I ain't running myself down, searching for a way to give my life away. He rubs his eyes. The Levy machine's at the Order of Truth. Go talk to the Scholar Arcs. Jeez. I can't say that. Since you're so hungry for this, maybe they can bash something together that'll rip another year from me and give it to him. He grins, but his heart is definitely not into it. Good luck. Interesting. Well, they really want me to go to the fucking... government square. What? I thought this was a full content release. Meatmonger. What the fuck is that thing? Chickect. This massive creature looms over you, a scent like lightning, and an underground cavern washes over you, and it reminds you of nothing so much as curiosity. It chitters and rumbles, waving its large claws through an expressive dance. Something about the smells, sounds, and gestures seems familiar, a niggling itch in the back of your mind. At least you remember the taxonomy now. This is a Stychus, a huge burrowing insectoid. It exudes a sense of sentience as it watches you, but you sense nothing in its mind, as though it were a common animal. It points to itself and says, "Chickect!" It follows with another stream of high-pitched noise. Can you tell me about the Stechas? It scrambles briefly at the wall, and a bit of lightning flares out the crown of antennae on its head. Its shoulders shrug, and you smell dust. What can you tell me about this place? Good rock, full of electricity. It looks at you intently, and then its spatulate fingers begin a slow and careful dance. The sounds it makes are slow chitters that rise and fall in pitch, accompanied by the smell of ozone. Wow. Pone, did you ever play the original Planescape game? Planescape Torment? There's like a mine down here? This tunnel is blocked by debris, but it's loose enough that a burrowing creature could easily push its way through. Okay, we'll drain my battery and let's go check this out. Pelii. See what's up with this dude. Check, I don't know. Pelii. This violet-skinned visitant paces back and forth before the cavern's opening. It wears fine cloth that serve to accentuate the tall, thin crest on its head. A symbol has been painted on the crest, mirroring the insignia marked on its chest. Its clothes are finely tailored and well made. The name of the creature's race crawls into your mind. It's a Vargellan. This one is temporarily chosen to be female. Temporarily chosen? Jeez. Her bulbous eyes flash quickly around her surroundings before focusing directly on you. God, this fucking world is so neat. Your pardon. Her voice is high and fluting. This place isn't safe. Do you want something of me? Cave isn't safe? Not unless you trust the discretion of the Sticka. Those insectoid monsters that are prowling about. Most people are afraid of them. Wondering what you're doing here. I am conducting a diplomatic negotiation on behalf of the city. Unfortunately, I am not dealing with a reasonable species. Her crest flutters irritably. I've made no progress at all. Days wasted in this miserable tunnel, and I've nothing to show to my superiors. Maybe I'll help? You carry yourself with poise and confidence. I've learned to be a judge of such things. She puffs up her chest. Perhaps you would be a skilled negotiator, but that isn't what I need. The circumstances call for a new tactic. She nods. If you truly think you can help, let's put you to the test. She waves off the Levies, who flank her. Her gestures are short and choppy, sharp and irritated. It's these damnable Stycha, she says,
I speak to them. I offer, cajole, negotiate, and threaten. Yet they persist in their digging, and every day another house on the cliffs above slips into the sea.
Oh, I see.
If their digging does not cease, the city itself may crumble. So here is my request. Find a way into the deepest tunnels, remove their precious eggs, and return them to me. These hostages to their future shall ensure the future of the city above. She spreads her hand. I trust your discretion.
Wow, that's pretty fucked up. Steal their fucking eggs? So you can blackmail them?
Between the two of us, she whispers, the amount of energy a single Stychus egg generates is remarkably high. Profit hides within each. Bring me all of their eggs, and I will split the proceeds with you. If you can negotiate a lasting settlement that does not require such drastic measures, you may also pursue that method. But I have been trying for days with no success.
Alright, let's take the quest. Fuck it.
Good. We need to stop the Stycha before they bring down the entire substructure of the city.
She pauses and lowers her voice.
If you manage to infiltrate their lair, be sure to acquire all their eggs. I suspect they will have multiple clusters, and we will need them all if we want to negotiate from a position of strength.
She hands you a synth ball with a blinking device inside.
Once you're in the lair, activate this. It will show you all the tunnels, the egg clusters, and the Stycha themselves. Better to know what you face before you charge ahead.
Huh. The city crumbles above us. Shaky foundations. I wonder if I can do something different now with this. No? Okay. Dendra O'Her Chapel. Nakilla. In a stall filled with all manner of dusty parts, connectors, and strange devices, a woman tinkers with a half-assembled power source, peering at it through spectacles that have several adjustable lenses. Her long white hair is disheveled, and the skin of her thin frame is marked with small scars and burns. She looks up curiously as you approach. Welcome to Makilla's Mechanicals. I got a bunch of broken stuff and a few things that work. You want any of it? Let me know. Where do you get your stock? She shrugs. Trade, mostly. There's an old priest, name's Aligern. I know him, who brings me things now and then. Doesn't like to tell me where he finds them, so I don't ask. I get stuff from little Manth too, though sometimes his stuff's too hot to touch. Even a few things from the Sticka, if you believe it. You trade with the Sticka? Now and then, they dig up all kinds of things in those tunnels of theirs. Picky about what they trade for, though. Only want things that'll hold a lightning charge. Flash packs, generators, that kind of thing. Her brow furrows. Which is weird now that I think of it, because their eggs hold a charge. Like little batteries they are. I've even converted a few of them to power things. Whoa. Though don't tell the Sticka that. Be like using a baby for firewood in their eyes. Oh god, that's so funny. Alright, what we got? Heavy buzzer, I already have one of those. Armor? The furtive Eidolon. Plus 10 on stealth checks. Automatically hide at the end of each turn with a bonus to avoid detection when enemies search. Huh. Alright, what else is around here? Boy, that looks like a selectable chest or something. A set of floating rungs rises from the floor, leading to a more conventional ladder built into the side of an ancient ship.
The ladder disappears into darkness above. Climb up. Conversation or crisis? Also, crisis is what they call a battle, I guess? Whoa, where the hell am I now? Is this the government district? Oh yeah, government square. Oh, there's the Order of Truth, okay. Yeah, let's keep exploring the underbelly. Whew, man, it's fucking hot. It's a hot son bitch. Oh, an ice pack here on my shoulders, maybe cool me down. Get this pick out of your mouth. Ladder to Government Square. Hello, robot. Oh, there's Allegern. Let's talk to him. What's up, buddy? Whoa, I didn't notice his fucking arms. That's crazy. Oh, it's you. Reconsider leaving me here, then. Do you know about Michaela? I've bought some materials from her, but I wouldn't call her a close friend. Will you travel with me again? Not like I've got anything too important on here. Fine. What's he again? A fighter of some kind? Hardened nano who fights with his demons. Let's see, so I've got I'm a nano, a jack, a glaive, so I only have one glaive. Now, does that mean I can just, like... Thanks for getting rid of Calistig. You have no idea what it's like traveling with her, though I suppose you've had a taste from even that short trial. He scuffs his toe into the ground and looks away. I'm going to say this once. I'm not much of a talker, but... You know I have questions about your identity. That you're willing to bring me on says something about you. What that is, I'm not sure yet. Still, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I'll help where I can. Clear? We'll see. He shrugs. Best either of us can ask for. I'm not demanding your loyalty either. It's a relationship of convenience, yeah? We've got things to do, right? Maybe I'll ask you for some help later. Let's talk about the people we're traveling with. What do you think of... Iratus? I think he's fucking hilarious. He's certainly animated, and more than a little exhausting. Well said. Have no fear. If you collapse on the ground, I will carry you gently onwards, like the frailest of blushing maidens. Well, there's another image I'll never get out of my head. What about Tiber? A liar and a know-nothing. At least he doesn't expect you to hold up on your side of a conversation. Very true. I can entertain myself and countless others for hours. Good. Why don't you go looking for them? How are you holding up? As well as can be expected. We've got plenty to do, so... And so I can just tell him to fuck off and here I thought we were getting along so splendidly. The irony in his voice is betrayed by the hurt in his eyes. Okay, cool. So he just goes back there. Whenever. Wait, didn't I find the Order of Truth here somewhere? Varanoth. That's a fucking cool name. What do you have to say? This large and heavily muscled woman wears what appears to be rags that should have fallen apart ages ago. She looks so tired that it wouldn't be a surprise if she fell asleep on her feet, and yet when she opens her mouth, her voice is energetic, like a little girl who's about to get a present. Ooh, I don't really want to do that voice. Hello, can anyone hear what I'm saying? I can't make this work. Without warning, she wheels around and punches a crater in the wall. Oh no, I hope no one saw that. Oddly, no thoughts at all come from this woman. At least, you think she has none. There's a faint whispering at the edge of your hearing, but you can't make out any words. Who are you? Are you talking to me? Her head swivels awkwardly around, trying to catch a glimpse of you. Oh, you are. My name is Varanoth, Champion of the Wastes. The woman flinches at the sound of a very different, booming voice that came from her own mouth. That's not my name, you stupid thing. It's Varanoth, Champion of the Wastes. Damn. I come from a land you've never heard of. Damn it. I guess I'm not allowed to say. You're controlling a construct, aren't you? It's not a real body? Bah, don't be ridiculous, the other woman shouts. You've got it, the girl says a second later. That's so interesting. It keeps yelling over me if I talk about something I'm not supposed to, she says, lowering her voice. But maybe if I speak carefully. Her chin drops to her chest. My family explores the world, using special tools. The body stabs itself with its finger pointedly. But they tell me I'm too young to help, so I waited until everyone was sleeping, and, you know, the head lolls back on its neck, winking at the roof of the cavern. Are you an explorer too? I am, but not like you. Oh, she says. For some reason I thought you were a champion of the wastes, too. Damn it. It did it again, didn't it? Just don't tell anyone where I am, alright? What can that construct do? Well, it's really hard to break. My mother, that's who usually controls it, once got stepped on by an adult earthshaker. It just struck her in the ground like a nail. Again, that reminds me of the giant in Game of Thrones. The woman flexes a massive bicep. Am I flexing? The girl says. I'm trying to flex. Anyway, it's so incredibly strong. Punches holes in mountains strong. The arm flops back to her hip. And it's not really a construct. There's no metal inside. She has blood, bones, perfect human expressions. Not that you can tell that from how I do it, the girl adds sourly. The woman's face grimaces along with her. Why do your people explore? Our impenetrable fortress in a lost valley is falling apart. I think we should just go out into the world for real, but no, my family is afraid. The fingers on the woman's right hand wiggle like they're playing an instrument. Her dead expression doesn't change even as the girl's voice rises. I'm not, of course, but they won't even let me use this thing. I have to sneak around like a child. Okay. Oh, farewell. That was an interesting little conversation. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's go up to the... I want to check out the truth people. What the fuck is this? Numenera. A dark sphere inhibits almost every socket in this obelisk that stretches toward the cavernous ceiling. No one else seems to be paying the odd structure any attention. Like most Numenera, it's simply here, and if it can't be used, it's treated as part of the scenery. The orbs gleam in the dim light. You lean toward them. Are they glass? Jewels? Eyes? Touch the nearest sphere. Your finger barely grazes the glass before it displays the image of a furred creature touching the surface from the other side. Purple vines threaded with veins of light hang from the branches of the tree behind it. You lift your fingertip, and darkness swallows the creature. The orb is opaque once more. The orb appears to reflect whatever action is performed in front of them. Huh. Tell the orb, let's hum a little song. Numenera. Nothing appears in any of the dark orbs. Instead, the whisper of many voices joined in song curls from the obelisk. so low that only you can hear it. Tell the Orb of Secrets. With your lips nearly brushing the surface, you whisper a thought you've never told anyone. A too tall, narrow-hipped being of visitant appears in the glass, long fingers clasped. Meeting your eyes, it speaks words you cannot hear. You can, however, sense its thoughts. They tickle an odd part of your mind. Dizziness overcomes you. You suddenly know that the visitant speaks stolen words and that blood was spilled to take them. Even though the cause was just, the visitant is deeply ashamed. It fades into the black of the orb, lowering its head. Huh. Make a rude gesture. You make the most obscene gesture you can think of at the glass. A young woman with rainbow pupils appears in the glass, flicking her fingertips across her chin. She nods, grinning, as if imagining your shock at her daring. She insulted us with her finger! He shakes his fist at the glass. Come out and do that again! I dare you! A towering creature of flesh and crystalline muscles shakes a glittering fist back at him. Aha! Another challenger! Come out of there, you cowards! I'll fight you one by one or all together! You tell Emeritus. He glares at the now dark glass, then snorts. Hiding in the dark, eh? I thought so! Make an even ruder gesture. The rainbow-eyed woman rewards your gesture with one of her own. She jabs a finger at her knee, grinning at her own audacity. Huh. Touch the nearest sphere again. Yeah, that was neat. What the hell is this tide stuff, man? Move my desk up a bit. I'm gonna go check out the Order of Truth. Oh, god damn, it's so hot. So this is like the academic sect of people, I think. Men of Tan Liang. Let's go find my companion. Yeah, there she is, right there. My scintillating wit was lure enough to bring you back, I see. Indeed. Why did you choose to come here? Where else would I go? The underbelly? Here, at least I have access to the minds that might challenge me, not to mention their libraries. Alright, let's go. Let me consult my sisters. Yes, we will join you. Mage heavy, man. I've got a fighter. Yeah, that's right. So glaive. I'm kind of spread a little bit. This guy is also kind of spread. He's a jack. Yeah, so he's supposed to be spread. Cool. Dimension shifting nano who pierces realities. Oh man, so she doesn't get... You have to... Okay. Learn something. The experience you get only gets applied to the people in your party when you get it. But it's not split. So therefore you should always have maximum people and you should use them like as long as possible. Buzzer. Oh, are there not shared inventories here? Inability -3. Huh. Oh, light weapon bonus. Okay, so this is a light weapon? Where does it say that?
It doesn't say that. Fuckers.
You fuck.
Let's see if she gets it on this too. No. Damn. Did it say reveal the fog of war through the scene? So like, where does this go? Ornament? Huh, I don't know. Okay, let's go see what this this leader has to say here. Sally Mary. I've been going 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna do a little bit shorter stream this time. Men of Tan Liang. This priest is tall, thin, and dressed only in black. Narrow slashes of oil decorate his unlined skin like letters in an unknown tongue. His eyes are hurried, but alive with intelligent humor. They land on you with a tiny flicker of recognition. Then his gaze moves from you to your companion. Hello, calloused egg. Here to work or just visit? I'm with the husk. I hope this isn't a long-term visit. Did you call me a husk? I'm simply passing through, Ming darling, Steg says. Don't bother setting an extra place for me at the dinner table. You were just there. With the same slight smile, Ming turns his full attention to you. Good, good. There's something about her I've always found unnerving. Ho, ho, ho. I recognize you, he says. It's been 10 years. I don't think we ever spoke. You were the one visiting Salamuri all the time, right? Working on some sort of organic machine technology? Let's lie. That's right. Huh. Well, welcome back, Min says. What brings you to the Order of Truth? He looks like he's lying, but why? More importantly, how? I know it's him. What is the Order of Truth? Good question. He chews his lip for a moment, framing his words. We live on the surface of a vast labyrinth of layered ruins, packed with relics and artifacts, windows into the past. Some people are content to find them, use them, and sell them. He grins. But not the Order of Truth, not the Aeon Priests. We want to understand the Numenera, study them, point at them, and argue about them. Now, in the West, the Order of Truth is much bigger than this little enclave. It's a vast organization, led by the Amber Pope. Out there our words turn the heads of kings. He shrugs. Around here, we occasionally get discounts on equipment from local vendors and a free cup of tea. Not that I'm complaining. Hey man, tea's good stuff. Are there a lot of Aeon priests in the Sagas Cliffs? Yes, but they're not strictly here, he says. Some are out on digs or various expeditions. We only have a few Aeon priests in the cities right now. There's Salamari, who I mentioned before. Belazar, hey, isn't this someone from... a name from the original Planescape? Can anyone confirm? Studies biomechanical life forms. Orth Faung is an expert in inexplicable and malicious architecture, and should be back soon. He pauses, ticking his fingers and furrowing his brow. They sure like use this, And Snurf, of course, a visitant who's developed an interest in all forms of reproduction. It isn't one of us. And I don't know, and I don't think it wants to be, but we gave it space to work on its, projects. He leans in. Don't go over there unless you've intended a way to scrub your memory clean. Invented. Ah, also, Lan Uring, of course. He's been educated in the Order, but he's still looking for a discovery that will make him an Aeon priest. Huh. Tell me about your work. Heh, he says, shaking his head. That's a big question, even on the best days. I specialize in mechanical Numenera, intelligent or not, but I haven't had much time for research since I started managing our branch of the Order. Can I ask you some questions about the mechanical Numenera? I would be incredibly grateful if you did, he said. He says, every other conversation I have revolves around how I'm ruining the Order, or not doing enough to save the Order. He rubs his forehead with the back of his calloused hand. Please, ask me about wires and blinking lights. Huh. I met a Levy who's A Levy that's losing its mind. It wants to take a better year from its creator. It what? Min says. That's horrible. His gaze drifts to the air. And very, very fascinating. I could build something based on our machine that would trade a year of the citizen's life, assuming you were willing to pay 125 for the parts. He glanced at you sharply. And the citizen was willing, of course. Alternatively, if you want to spare the shins and the day it would take me to make it, you could try building it yourself, he says, nodding his head at the table near the machine loaded with parts. If you feel like a challenge. And I scan. Ugh, I'd make it for free if I could, but no, the order needs me and the money. Alright, I'll try building it myself. That's the spirit, he says. Not that we couldn't use the money, mind you, but we're not about getting rich here after all. Oh, interesting. Let's fucking check that out. So, this table? This machine is a chaotic assemblage of metal tanks and tubing. A work table mounted with spare parts stands beside it, and it's connected by wires to an oddly familiar sarcophagus and other devices. Examine the machine. As it turns out, there's very little to examine. Every access point to the machine has been carefully sealed. Some of the hatches and panels are worn with use. They are likely accessed by the Order when they perform maintenance on the machine. Others are gleaming, ornate locks with twisted keyholes, unmarred by the scratches and nicks of careless everyday use. You run your hands across its surface and feel the ghost of another person's hands doing the same. Ho ho ho. Try to check why this machine looks so familiar. Damn. So you got a free one there? Fuck yeah. Success! The memory opens like a gaping mouth and closes around you. Hot wind pulls at your robes. Jagged grit claws at your eyes. Squinting through the storm, you see the machine, half buried in the sand. Curiously, you wedge open a panel. Inside is a sphere, sparkling like a jewel, but soft to the... Life drains from you into the sphere like blood from a wound. The machine is stealing your life. Growling, you return the favor, ripping the sphere from the machine and regarding it with cold eyes. 2 experience gained. The memory releases you abruptly, leaving you painting in front of the machine, which is not the ruined monstrosity one of your predecessor discovered in the Archopelesian ruins. You know, however, that the orb is sealed somewhere inside this device. Pick through the spare parts. You sort through the jumbled components on the table. There aren't many, nor are there any duplicates. These appear to be spare parts for the machine. Try to determine how the machine works. Nice. I get 100. What about other people? She gets 100. Nice. That sounds tedious, True. Not gonna lie. After several minutes of examining the spare parts on the table and the machine itself, you think you understand. Most of the components can channel or focus the life taken from the subject. One of them, if you are correct, is the device that pulls the life from the subject, but none of them can store life, even temporarily. Furthermore, there are no duplicate components. You will only have one shot at building the device Fenzen's Levy needs. Use the parts to build the thing. Ooh, I better spend points on this then. So she can get to 85. How about you? 85. Okay, this guy can do 100. I'm just going to spend all his points. Oh yeah. The goal, of course, is to channel the life directly from Finzen to his Levy, with no intermediary step. It will not be as elegant as the machine beside you, but it should work. Should. Working with great care, you fit the delicate components together with quiet snicks and clacks, following the insubstantial blueprint in your mind. Clack. There. Done. Fizzin and his Levy await. Nice. Chronal transference device. I'm going to turn this quest in. That actually sounds really neat. This is a blinking and humming assembly of synth and metal parts, cobbled together from spare components of the machine that creates the levees of Sagus Cliffs. This device should transfer a single year of life from a human to his or her respective Levy, assuming both parties are willing. Okay. Consent is important when transferring years. How are we doing? About a third to level? Damn, you only got 6? It's cool, low level enemies giving me high level loot. That sounds really tedious. I don't know. I'm kind of like... Dark Souls 3 kind of ruined that for me. The tediousness of player versus player and leveling up and stuff. And, you know, going through New Game Plus and then Plus Plus was just like... Okay, like... Nothing really is changing. Anyway. Now that I'm finding that I'm actually getting some views on my YouTube videos for these like single-player RPG run-throughs, I think I'm just gonna start doing more of these, like Let's Play type things, and just upload them, you know. Unfortunately, I lost the first few sessions, like 2 sessions of my Baldur's Gate 2 single-player playthrough, so like I'm kind of bummed about that. Okay, I need to go to the cliff's edge, I believe, because that would be a cool playthrough of a game I really love. But you know, if you're not going to start at the beginning, then I don't know if it's really worth uploading at all. Maybe it's on my computer somewhere. I'll have to look. Oh, I also need to upload the Icewind Dale playthroughs that I'm doing with Tyler. Oh, sorry. Jeez. Hit my knee on the table. Alright, let's turn this quest in. Finzin. Any luck with the Scholarks? I brought a device that will transfer a year from you to Levy. Fine, just 1 year, right? He chuckles, but there's not much humor in it. I got a few to spare. Let's get this over with. That's funny. How does this thing work, and do I get to pick the year or what? Will this hurt him? I do not want this to. Ah! I am well now, sir. Are you? I'm fine. Leave me be, alright? You would lose so much about your identity and stuff. Like, any year of my life would make me a completely different person. Well, it's done, he says. Funny thing, the first year they took didn't hurt a bit. This one stings like glass in the gut. He rubs his head. But the Levy's gone. That's something. Cool. Feeling alright? Honest? No. Got some hammering in my head and a greasy feeling in my throat. Hope it goes away. Do you regret helping him? Sure, he says. But no, too. The way you described it, I owed him a debt. You have to pay your debts, citizen or no. He winces. Think I need to lie down. I'm off. He moves to do just that, then pauses. He drops a small pouch into your hand and stumbles away, clutching at his side and cursing under his breath. Gain item spray flesh. And 20 shins. Fuck yeah. So, since I just got like 60 XP, I should probably keep... Wait a sec, didn't I get... Did it split? Oh, I don't know. Let's see, what did I just get? Spray flesh. Target. 1 ally immediate heals 6 hit points. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's put it on, let's put it on my mage. Cool. Alright, and I think that's it for this, this session. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.